Hello everybody, welcome back to Eureka Farms here in Farming Simulator 19 with me, C-Waddy, where we are still doing this harvest contract over here on Field 5. The worker is still driving up and down quite nicely. I'm just making my way back from the BGA, where I've sold my first loading wagon of the straw that we're picking up from this field as well. I'm now in a position where I'm about to try something even more crazy bonkers using this crazy bonkers loading wagon, and that is to see whether I can actually exploit something that is a feature in the actual Farming Simulator game. This is not a mod. This is not a it's a bit like the fast farming trick. It's to do with loading wagons and how they ultimately are programmed and coded to work in the game when it comes to picking up materials and items, whereby until a loading wagon has actually got until a loading wagon, put my teeth in, until a loading wagon has got 5% material in it, when you run over other crops, it will empty. And you know, people get, you've probably noticed, if you've had a field that's grass and hay, sometimes with a loading wagon you start filling up and then the trailer will suddenly empty and start filling up with something else, and then it will empty, so there's a handy way to stop that. Basically, you make sure you've got more than 5% material in the trailer, and then whatever you pick up after that becomes the material in the trailer. So I've actually loaded silage into the loading wagon from the BGA, and now I'm coming here to pick up the straw, and it doesn't actually work. I've seen it done with, maybe it only works with grass and hay. I've seen people do it with grass and hay where they've put hay in a loading wagon previously, and then they've driven over a grass field that they've just mowed, and all the grass magically becomes hay in the loading wagon. They haven't had to ted it and stuff, but apparently it doesn't work with different materials. Okay, well, this is Eureka Farms, where we are doing things for science, and we can consider that officially myth busted, people. You cannot you cannot use trick the game into giving you loads of free silage by putting silage in your loading wagon first and then picking up straw and trying to mix straw and stuff into it. It was worth having a go, wasn't it, people? Without experimenting, you don't figure these things out. It's only through experimentation that we learn anything. So what I'm going to do, seeing as I was actually able to pick up the silage though at the BGA, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to quickly suck all the rest of the silage out of the bunker and get it tipped at the BGA. Then I'll go back, grab the straw, and then might come back to the farm and maybe smooth some of those production pallets that we've already got, and get those get some of those sold today. Maybe some of the production pallets, maybe the eggs again, because there's we've got a couple of pallets of eggs, we've got a couple of pallets of flour, we've got a couple of pallets of soy drink. We might as well do that just to bring in a bit of money, and then we'll be closer to expanding beyond the realms of everything. So there we go, there's all the silage collected. Tell you what, see, it's easier to empty the bunkers with that than with the bucket, even though the bucket is crazy bonkers. It's still a little bit easier doing it this way. There's the collision boxes on this bunker are also a bit crazy bonkers, but in the wrong kind of crazy bonkers way. The invisible walls stick out a lot further than they should do. Yes. How is everybody doing today? How are you all? Are you all good? You all well? I hope so. I've noticed that as this is the second video I'm recording today, the previous last video and this video recorded back to back, I'm noticing that only 2 videos into my recording today, my voice is already starting to go. That's not a good sign, especially if I plan to do any live streaming today, which I may very well be doing. As I normally stream on a Sunday over on my Twitch channel, which you might want to go over to and follow if you don't already, because I do stream a lot over there, especially Farm Sim, where I've just started a brand new Let's Play series over on Twitch, actually, where I'm playing on Slovak Village, and I'm playing with seasons, and yeah, 12-day seasons I'm doing. So yeah, if you want to check that out, videos, archives of the streams will be posted here on YouTube after the event, so you can always watch them here on YouTube, but they will be probably uploaded a couple of days after the streams. And again, if there's any issues with the streams for whatever reason, then you sometimes might miss. I might not upload an archive if there was something wrong with the stream, if I had any technical issues or anything, which means the best way to view the streams and to view that Let's Play series is to follow me on Twitch or subscribe to me on Twitch. That would be even better, and then you will be able to watch all those episodes, all that series as I'm playing it. You'll be able to interact with me in real time as I'm playing it. You'll be able to chat to me whilst I'm farming away. You'll be able to give me suggestions on what to do with my time, because obviously 12-day seasons, there's going to be a lot of time there for me to try and fill in. I've already done 2 days. I've already done the first 2 days of spring in my live stream. The first day was mainly getting all the equipment and vehicles bought and shipped from the shop, convoyed from the shop to the main farm, and getting stuff set up at the main farm. I then started doing the lime spreading of all the fields, to get all the fields lime spreaded, because obviously year 1, when you first start on any map, everything needs to be lime spreaded, everything needs to be ploughed, everything needs to be fertilised before you can even think about your seeding. So yeah, day 1 lime spreading, day 2 finishing off the lime spreading, day 2 was also cultivating, subsoiling, and I've actually got some seeding done. I've got some crops planted. Crazily, first crop I planted on Slovak Village, potatoes. Potatoes was the first crop I planted in seasons mod. First crop in the ground, I went with potatoes, everybody. I know, insane. And then my second crop was poplar. So yeah, definitely an interesting series to watch out for. Definitely say maybe give it a chance if you want to see that. And then, like I say, the most important thing with the Slovak Village map that I'm going to be playing on is it's a chance for me to test the map and see if it's worth being put on as a multiplayer map. This year, 2021, so far I have changed the multiplayer map 3 times already, and it's only just March. It's only just March, everybody, and I've already changed the map 3 times, and it's because for one, I haven't tested any of the maps I've uploaded. I've never played any of the maps I've uploaded this year. I've just gone off people making recommendations to me that this is a good map, you want to play this map, you need to play this map. So I've listened to the recommendations, I've uploaded maps, and they've been awful. They've not worked properly, they've had bugs, they've had issues, and as a result, shortly after starting playing the maps, I've had to remove them. So yeah, I've changed the map more times this year than any other time, because normally when I do a multiplayer map, it stays on the server for several months. We probably have 2 or 3 months. We probably have play a map for free. Yeah, probably for about 3 months, because my server rental runs on a 90-day cycle. So my server is renewed every 90 days. So that's generally when I change the map. But yeah, this year we've changed the map a couple of times already because of problems. The next time I change the map, I don't want to have to change it again for several months. So I'm going to take my time this time. I'm going to test maps out first to make sure there is no issues before I upload one to the server. Because then once it's uploaded, players can get on with it. And I'm also obviously looking at whether or not the next multiplayer server should just be a very simple, basic map. No bells, no whistles, no fancy extras. It's just a simple map that lets people play Farming Simulator. Because I do wonder if all the extra finicky stuff, fiddly stuff like with Hofburgman is just massively off-putting to many players who don't want to get involved in that, don't want to sink time into that, don't want to deal with all the issues that come with trying to actually move things in game by hand with no equipment. You know, doing like the bread baking where you've got to pick up bags of flour and boxes of yeast and buckets of water, and then you've got to pick up the little dough balls and put them in a furnace, and then you've got to pick up wood chips by hand to power the oven, and then once the bread's baked, you've got to take the bread out of the oven, one loaf at a time by hand, put it in a box, and then you've got to carry that box by hand to a sell point to sell the bread. It's all very, I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, for the players that just want that My Summer Car experience in Farming Simulator. It's nice. I just wish the map had ways that you could transport the stuff you produce with actual tools and equipment, so you're not having to handball everything and hand carry everything. That would be so much nicer. I'm still selling the straw here at the BGA because it's although it's not the best price, it's only $79. It's actually the cheapest price compared to, say, like the warehouse or the bales or the feed supply company. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a chance for me to stockpile loads of digestate for my slurry spreader over there, which is going to be more useful when I do fertilising. Dun, 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 dun. So that is what I'm doing. We are at 352,000 in the old money department. How is the contract on Field 5 doing? We're at 88% complete, everybody. And I think I transported 57% of the crop with the first trailer load that I did. So as soon as I empty the harvester next time, that's it. Contract is definitely done. Finitoed, finished. Because it's barley on that field, I don't think I'm going to keep any of that crop. I think I'm just going to sell it all. Because I've got barley. Yeah, I've got barley already. Although the old grain mill is not the best price, the feed supply company is. I'm probably not going to drive that. Just drive there because I'm already I'm lucky enough. I'm lucky enough that the field is right next to the sell point anyway, so I'm close enough from the field that I don't have to drive too far. So it's not. I'm not spending tons of money in fuel driving across the map to a different sell point, so I might as well just tip at the grain mill all of the barley, even the excess bonus stuff. Because again, people would say, "Oh no, you really should go to the feed supply place because it's it's an extra $53. It's an extra $53 on the barley price." But most people probably don't do the straw. They don't get the straw from the contracts and don't sell the straw from the contracts. A lot of people probably don't use the collect straw at missions or collect straw in contracts mod. So yes, I'm going to lose $53 by selling the barley at the old grain mill, but I've made way more than that from selling the straw, from already selling the straw. So I've not lost anything. Definitely not. In fact, I'm definitely well in profit from these contracts. Well in profit. Certainly, like I say, the soybean contract yesterday on field 6 was very good. Because, like I say, 1.2 million litres of straw from that field, of which so far I've only sold half of it. And we've got up to 300,000 in the bank as a result. I'd be up to I'd be at about 600,000 litres selling the rest of that. Obviously I'd have been very rich if the loading wagon trick worked on straw and silage and converted straw into silage, but it didn't, so alas, I just have to carry on. Just have to carry on. But yeah, it works. I know it works with hay to grass. So if I put some hay in the loading wagon after mowing a grass field, it'll turn all the grass into hay. But apparently that's it might be that's the only crop it works with. Because it's the only, you can't obviously make silage from straw in the base game. So maybe you need the conversion recipe in the base game for the loading wagon to be tricked, because so maybe you could do it with silage and chaff. If you picked up a load of chaff into a loading wagon that has silage in it, it might convert it. That might be something to test another day, another time, whether that actually works. I love that Mr. Harvester is working his way down the field. He's on his last row, everybody. That's great. That's fantastic. This contract is nearly complete. We'll get paid for that. Like I say, it's been working quite well at the minute. We're at 95%, so all the harvesting requirement of the field is done. We've done all the harvesting requirement. We are literally, the only thing stopping this contract from being complete now is the fact I haven't delivered enough. I haven't delivered enough barley. So technically, the harvester doesn't actually need to harvest the rest of this field, because we've already met the requirements for the harvesting. It's just transporting I've failed to do so far, which, as I say, will get done in a few moments' time. So we're using the new harvester. harvester. And then after that, I might have a look. If there's another contract. Why does he stop picking up? Have I got too far away from the field edge? Am I on "you do not own this land" territory? You do not have access to this land. Do I not? Well, let's fix that, shall we? Let me drive round this way then. Now I have access. Right, let's go get the trailer. I haven't bought a corn sunflower header for that harvester. So when it comes to harvesting contracts, the only contracts I can do are for the normal crop types, because I've only got a regular header. There isn't really a crazy bonkers super duper amazing header available in the game, or in this map, that works with sunflower and corn crop types. So decided I didn't really need two headers there for this machine, as it's only going to be used very rarely anyway. Right. We'll get paid, we'll earn some money. We've done a few contracts, which is nice. And then, like I say, I've got some pallets to go and move at the farm in a minute. He's got 330,000 litres in him. He's almost out of fuel. So he needs to go and... which is not bad. He's done 2 massive fields, in all fairness to the bloke. This harvester's done 2 massive fields. And even the repair meter there, he's only 25% down on his wear and tear, on his maintenance gauge. So he's done very well. Hold up the harvester. I must admit, again, it's very rare I use the vanilla game harvesters. And I must admit, the one thing I don't like about the John Deere S790 harvester is the fact that the pipe doesn't fold. That's one thing that's always kind of bugged me a little bit about the S790. The pipe doesn't fold on it. Which means you've always got that pipe sticking out the back, being really awkward and annoying, especially when you're trying to park the thing in your shed or something. So I always tend to use mods where the mod makers have actually made it so the pipe folds. They fixed the pipe so it actually does fold, like on the Case or the New Holland or the AGCO Ideal. They all have folding pipes. Why didn't John Deere make their pipe fold? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to whiz this over to the diesel station, the fuel station, the petrol station, gas station, whatever you want to call it. We're going to get some liquid dinosaur bones back in this machine, because like I say, he has used 2/3 of a tank of fuel to do those 2 contracts. So but I have got another super header now. I've got a nice header now. So actually, what I might be doing, when I'm harvesting, I might actually steal this header for when I'm harvesting with my X9. Because this header's quite nice. It's better than the one I bought. I think I bought the wrong header for my X9, definitely. I bought the crappy slow header, didn't I? For the X9. I should have gone for this one. I should have bought the same one. I might sell the header of the X9 and just buy a second one of these, and then at least I've got two that are identical, which is another option when you get down the road. I've still got me new mower parked here at the fill station, hence why the poor guy's probably put some cones. He probably thinks I've broke down because I've been sat here blocking the filling station. Tell you what, this thing drinks some fuel. This harvester drinks a lot of fuel. Whilst that is refueling, let's go and complete the contract. So we need to go to the old grain mill. We probably only have to put a little bit of a tickle of barley into this to complete the contract, but like I said, I'm just going to tip everything here. I'm not going to go off driving around the map for the sake of $53 to get to the best price, the best sell point. There's no need. There's no need. I've already gained because of all the straw I've collected. Financially, I've made more than the contract is paying because of that. So, like I say, when the BGA pays out at midnight, we'll have enough money tomorrow to buy fields. We'll have enough money to borrow to buy new fields. We'll have enough money tomorrow borrow to maybe buy new tractors. I'll tell you what, that 9R could be getting into 9R or 9RX territory, you know? The contract is finished at that point then on field 5, and I had 199,000 litres left. Just over a third of my trailer. That's, like I say, very happy with that. You can't grumble. You can't grumble at that. And like I say, just yet again, fine example. Precision farming is installed and harvest contracts are completing. So that issue, when precision farming originally released, has been fixed. If players are still experiencing it, like I said in the last video, just double check you've actually updated the mod. Just double, triple, quadruple, you know, check, because it's fixed. It has been fixed. And if your contracts are still failing, you're obviously doing something wrong. So the next step for me could be, like I say, we could be doing some selling now. I've still got a load of soybean straw to sell, and then we've got pallets to sell. We've got some of the, as I say, some flour. We've got some soy drink. Got some eggs, we've got some wool. So there's all little bits and pieces that we can take care of there. So look, I've got 4 full pallets of flour. I've got 4 full pallets of soy drinks, that's 8. Got 3 pallets of wool there. I've got 4 pallets of eggs. That's enough to fill my little trailer, my little pallet trailer, definitely. So we could go sell some stuff there. I'm going to let that load up with soybean straw again for the minute. I'm going to go bring the autonomous with its 361,000 litres. I'm going to put this in the silo. Decided. I'm not going to take this to the BGA. I'm going to keep this straw in the silo. Why? Because if I do go down the road of cows, I'm going to want bedding and I'm going to want TMR. So having 361,000 litres of straw as a bit of a bumper to start with might make it a little bit easier when I start doing cows. Question now is, where do I put the cow pen? Because it's probably going to take up a bit of room. I could sling it down here near the chickens. Although, would you want a stinky, smelly cow pen, noisy, stinky, smelly cow pen right next to your lovely house? Probably not. Could I do it over there somewhere? There's a couple of trees maybe to take out. I could do it up near the sheep. That's a possibility as well. Ooh. Big liquid tanker trailer there. Doing me liquids. So yeah, let's tip this guy in here. Get rid of all the straw that way. Back to this guy. We're going to take this and sell it. So again, contract is complete. 40 grand for that. There's a bit of cultivating to be done. Harvesting field 10 we're not going to do because I don't have the header. Corn I don't have the header for. There is a fertilising contract for field 4. Fertilise field 13. Sowing field 30. There's a couple of sowing contracts as well. I can't remember whether I've actually... I can't remember which contracts mod I'm using at the minute. On the mod hub, there's a couple of contracts that do the same thing, that let you refresh contracts. One is called Refresh Contracts, funnily enough, and then there's one called Better Contracts that has come out fairly recently. Better Contracts is the one I would suggest is probably better for people to use if you've not already upgrade, installed and use that mod. You have to make sure you remove any other mods to do with the contract system, because Better Contracts actually does a couple of different things. For one, Better Contracts will let you do more than one contract at a time. So if you use multiple contracts mods or multiple mission mods, you don't need those anymore with Better Contracts. Better Contracts obviously also gives you the button where you can press the screen, you can press a button and it will refresh, recycle and give you new contracts. If you didn't like any of those, didn't fancy doing any of those, you can refresh the screen and it generates all new contracts for you to do. And also Better Contracts, I don't know how the mod author's done it, but when you are playing without the mod that disables all the vanilla and DLC equipment, when you come to lease equipment with Better Contracts, it sometimes gives you DLC equipment. I have seen it on another map offering me class tractors from the class DLC, which is great, because obviously most of us already are well aware that the contract system in game never offers you the chance to use equipment from DLC. So for all of us players that have supported Giants and bought and installed all the DLC, we never get to use it when doing contracts or leasing. And I don't, like I say, I don't know how this guy's done it, the guy who made Better Contracts, but he's got it so that DLC equipment shows up in the pool. So sometimes when you go in to do a contract, you might find it offering you DLC equipment, which is great. Is great. You go to do a harvest contract and it's offering you the lexicon, class lexicon, and you're like, wow, excellent. But yes, as I say, from my own test though, when I was testing it the other day, I discovered that if you've got any other mods like multiple missions, refresh contracts, things like that, make sure you remove those as well, because they do conflict with the Better Contracts mod. But yeah, I definitely endorse Better Contracts. It's like it basically does the job of 3 or 4 different mods, and it does it better as well. So yeah, definitely grab that mod if you're a PC player and you like doing contracting work. It will, like I say, it will reduce your mod load order, because you can get rid of several other mods that do different things and replace it with just one mod that does everything, and with more options, which is nice. So we're up to 733,000 bucks, which is great. So that contract has done the world of good. Of course, we've still got all the BGA money to come tonight when the clock strikes midnight and ticks over. I am waiting, obviously, for Field 10, the AI to harvest Field 10, so that I can get that field bought, and then I can start farming another field myself. Because at the moment, I've only got 2 fields, because obviously Field 7 I've just designated as a grass field because the soil type on that field was so rubbish. Really bad soil on this map. Really bad soil. Precision farming does not like this map. Look at all this horrible silty clay rubbish everywhere, and this loamy sand, all this yellow stuff as well. It's dreadful. Like I say, fields 8 and 9 are probably the best fields on the map, with maybe 2. I think 1 and 2 possibly as well, because they don't have as much negative. There's even some good loam on Field 2, so Field 2 is probably the best field on the map. But yeah, Field 10's not going to be great, actually, because it's got that horrible silty clay section down there. Field 13 and 12 are not going to be great, because they've got massive silty clay, although they've got a decent amount of loam. Field 11's probably a good field, looking at that. Field 5's got a little bit on the corner there, which is disappointing. Difficult to say, really. Difficult to say. Anyway, I'm gonna need me little trailer next, my little hookup trailer to do me pallets. I might just leave the pallets for a minute because I want to bring that harvester back. Bring him back to the farm, get him parked up somewhere. He's dropped a load of straw in front of the fill station because I forgot to activate his blower. Should always do that. Before I come off a field, I should always switch the straw swath from swath drop to blow, just to make sure he's cleaned out so he doesn't drop straw all over the roads and stuff, you know. Let's be a little bit of a, you know, more conscious farmer. Let's not make a mess. It's a bit like in real life when farmers drive their tractors on main roads and that, and they drop mud all over the main roads and absolutely sludge up the roads for all the car drivers and normal traffic, and you think to yourselves, surely they should be responsible for cleaning that. If after they've made a mess like that all over the road, they should have to do like cleaning. They should have to come and wash the road, get rid of all that mud, because it's a hazard for the drivers of like cars. It becomes a skid hazard and stuff. I know in my town where I live, there's a company that does there's like a company that does loads of concrete fabrication, produces lots of concrete products and stuff for obviously industries that use, you know, concrete, great big, you know, concrete bollards and bricks and things. And obviously they have a lot of vehicles going in there with materials that are used to make the concrete. So they have a lot of like gravel going in there. They have a lot of sand going in there that gets obviously mixed in, that produces the concrete that they then use for pouring and making all the stuff. But because those vehicles carrying like the stone, the gravel, the sand and stuff, when they're driving, those vehicles make a mess. The company, it has to clean the road, and periodically throughout the day, you will actually see this company send out a road cleaner, sweeper, to clean all the road, where the lorries and trucks delivering materials to it have been spilling stuff all over the road, and they have to do that. They have to do that. The council, you know, that was one of the provisions, you know, for that company to operate and be allowed to work where it is responsible for making sure the road is kept clean, the public highway. And I think sometimes farmers should maybe have the same requirement on them when they're dropping soil all over the roads, when they're carting. Not to pick on farmers necessarily, but you know. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here at this point. We're 40 minutes in. I think that's a good place to stop. I'm not going to start anything new today at this point. When we come back in the next video, I might have already advanced through the rest of the day, got the BGA money, and hopefully we might have a new field. We might own a new field. At that point, all this production stuff has probably produced more stuff anyway, so even if it hasn't, at least we'll have a bit more stuff to transport about the map a bit, and get sold. We can then obviously go and buy some new equipment. Like I say, that 9R is very, very tempting. Just to see if the 9R is better at squishing silage than the Challenger, because again, one thing I did notice when I did my silage the other night, this thing doesn't do a very good job of squishing. I don't know whether it's because these tracks are so narrow, but I would have thought this machine was weighty and hefty enough that compacting silage would have been a piece of cake for it. But it really doesn't. It really takes ages to compact and for the silage bunker. So I'm thinking going big tyres, big machine with big tyres next, for the silage compacting. So that's why I'm thinking 9R, and possibly 9RX maybe. I know 9RX is tracked as well, which could be an issue. It might be the tracks. The tracks don't cause compaction, and that could be the issue I'm having with the silage, is the fact that tracks are obviously designed to reduce soil compaction in their actual usage. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm trying to squish stuff and I'm using something that's designed not to squish. So probably need to stick with tyres going forward. So anyway, folks, that is the end of today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give me that thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already doing so. Make sure you enable the notifications as well. That way you get kept informed every time new content is uploaded. Leave your comments in the comment section down below the video. I do like and look forward to reading comments. And I do like also replying to ones that, you know, warrant replying to. And also, people, you know, share the video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with whoever you see fit. It all helps greatly with the YouTube algorithm, which helps me as obviously a creator. So please feel free to do what you want to do. I will see you all very soon in another video. I will be feeding the sheep as well in another video because they are getting a bit low now. But that is it from me today. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe. Cheerio and goodbye.